There is a science to unlocking your potential and achieving great things in sales that allowed me to earn over $100,000 a month in sales. At the time, that was FU money. I could buy what I want, do what I want with who I wanted, when I wanted. But for most salespeople, that is not their reality. They're not making the money they want to be making, so they can't live the lifestyle they want to be living. The greatest tragedy will be at the end of your life, coming face to face with the person you could have become and the life you could have lived if you'd have reached your full potential. So in this video, I'm going to reveal the 3 things stopping you from unlocking your hidden potential in sales. So then you know the science on what you need to do to make FU money and live the life of your dreams. So why am I holding this book, Hidden Potential, The Science of Achieving Great Things by a guy called Adam Grant? No, that is not my mentor, the underground mentor, but what my mentor taught me is the exact same science of achieving great things. So I'm going to share with you what is in this book so that you know precisely what you need to do to unlock your hidden potential. Sales is just a vehicle for you to unlock the potential of the life that you could live. Physically, the material things, but also who you can become. Now, just for clarity, who is this guy, Adam Grant? Well, he's a New York Times multiple best-selling author. He's a Fortune 40 under 40, and he's been a TEDx speaker, and he is specifically a scientist in the branch of organizational psychology, which when I first heard that, I thought, oh, is that like the psychology of, laying things out on your desk and having OCD? No. Organizational psychology is literally the science of unlocking people's full potential. The money that you're making now versus the money that you want to make, what is really the difference? It's you, and it's the potential that you haven't realized, which is all of this money that you are not currently putting into your pocket. So I'm going to skip to this section in this book, and when I came across this, everything clicked to me, and I realized, oh, that was what my underground mentor was really training me on, what it takes to reach your full potential. So let me read this to you. It says, becoming a creature of discomfort will unlock hidden potential in many different types of learning. Summoning the nerve to face discomfort is a character skill, an especially important form of determination. It takes 3 types of courage, and he goes on to say the 3 types of courage, which is the 3 things that you're currently not doing at the right level or at all, which are keeping you from realizing your full potential. Now, quick side note, just to be clear, we're talking about money. When I say realize your full potential, unlock your hidden potential, I'm talking about you going from whatever you're making right now in commissions, could be 5K, 10K, 15K, all the way up to the money that you really want to be making. To be clear, this is not some, your potential, become the best version of yourself. Yes, you have to become the best version of yourself to actually unlock the money, but we are talking materialistically here. This is not some woo-woo about unlocking your potential and becoming like, Mozart or like, a painter. This is about literally you taking the money that's out there in the world and putting it into your pocket, and this is what it takes. So let's break that down line by line. Becoming a creature of discomfort. So the first thing is, it's a process of becoming. There are not salespeople that just wake up one day and they love discomfort. Sure, there are people on the spectrum that are more interested in confrontation, and there are certain people that are very against confrontation, but there's no people that are just naturally born and love discomfort and doing hard things. So what it says is becoming a creature of discomfort. It is a consistent series of choices, and you make those choices today. In the moment, do I choose discomfort or I choose comfort? And every single time that you choose comfort, what it then goes on to say is becoming a creature of discomfort will unlock hidden potential. In other words, the opposite, not choosing discomfort, will keep your potential locked. So every single time that you look in your bank account and think, I'm not making the money that I want to be making, what is your bank account at the root level a reflection of? Your bank account at the root level is a reflection of all of the times that you chose comfort over discomfort. That is all it is. It's not the sales script. It's not the tonality, because whatever it is that you need in terms of tangible training, you're only going to go and get that tangible training through the process of being a creature of discomfort. Okay, let's keep going. He then says, summoning the nerve to face discomfort is a character skill. The key word there is character. In other words, it's about you. This is what we train inside the Unicorn Closer Mastermind, that to realize your full potential, you have to change. You have to look inside. You have to hold the mirror up to yourself and say, I'm making exactly the amount of money that I'm supposed to be making based on this version of my identity, this version of my character. He doesn't say, unlocking your hidden potential is about having the WYSIWYG 3000 sales script. He doesn't say anything about material, tangible things. He talks about character. Now, in times past, character development was much more prevalent than it is now. Boys would go off at 16 to war. Children would leave home earlier. People would apprentice with their parents. Now, you've got 25-year-olds that are still living at home with their parents. Maybe that's you. And it's not an issue with living with your parents. It's an issue of you're not developing the character that you need to face discomfort, to therefore unlock your hidden potential and make the money you want and actually live the life that you want. Let's keep going. He says, an especially important form of determination. He's not saying, this is going to be easy. He says every time you're facing or reading between the lines, he's saying every time you have a choice between the easy option or the hard option, it is a form of determination to choose the hard path. If I look at salespeople that are making 10K a month, perhaps you, all I see is someone that is not summoning the nerve to face that challenge, to actually be determined enough to invest in yourself, to hire a mentor that's going to call you out on your bullshit, to get around people that are making more money than you, to be in an environment where it's sink or swim. You have to become more or you're going to get left behind. Every time you look at your income in your bank account or your monthly commissions, you should realize from now moving forward that it's a reflection of your lack of determination. You're not determined enough, because what determination ultimately means is not, I just keep doing the easy things. What determination means is I'm going through the hard things. You only know your determination when faced with adversity, faced with challenges, faced with obstacles. Let's keep going. He then says it has 3 kinds of courage. And we're now going to get into the meat and potatoes of this video, which is the 3 specific forms of this courage that allow you to unlock your potential. And I'll say it once more. We're talking about money. Unlocking the 20K months, the 40K months, the 60K months, the 80K months, the 100K months. There are 3 specific kinds of courage that allow you to unlock your hidden potential, which will print you more money. We have members in the mastermind. I've just recorded a video, so it will probably come out a week after this, maybe 2 weeks after this. You probably see me post it on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, joshlyons.sales. Maybe if you go on the YouTube community wall, there's post and you'll see it there. We have a guy, Jacob. He joined the Unicorn Closer Mastermind making $7,800, $7,800. And 12 months later, 14 months since he first got into sales. So let me say that again. He joined the Unicorn Closer Mastermind 2 months into his sales journey. 2 months, brand new in sales. And he joined the Unicorn Closer Mastermind, and the day that he joined, he was making $7,800. 12 months later, he now made $55,000. And the entire cause of him being able to do that was becoming a different character, developing who he was, having the determination to have these 3 kinds of courage. We have closers making 50K, 60K, 80K. We have people in sales making 100K a month from sales. The whole 9 yards, from 10K all the way up to 100K inside the Unicorn Closer Mastermind. And as they make more money, what they're ultimately doing, what you need to be doing to make more money, is unlocking your hidden potential. So how do you do that? These 3 things. So he says it takes 3 kinds of courage. The courage to abandon your tried and true methods. So number 1, let's talk about that. One of my favorite quotes that I ever heard was, the most dangerous phrase in the English language is we've always done it that way. Because what got you to where you're at now won't get you to where you want to go next. The other thing is thinking of how to become a billionaire. I know that's a crazy number. You're probably not thinking of that on a daily basis right now, but the lesson is relevant to you. The only difference between a millionaire and a billionaire is a billionaire risked or let go of the tried and true millions that they had in their hands and invested that with an element of risk to get to $1 billion. The people that are at $1 million and still at $1 million, they're holding on to the millions. In other words, this sentence here, to abandon your tried and true methods, you have to let go of what you already have to get what you haven't got. So if you've got $3,000 coming in at the end of the month in commissions and you're thinking, oh, yay, first time I've had a few $1,000s to my name, I'm going to keep hold of it. Well, you're just going to keep making 3,000, 3,500, 4,000, those type of numbers. But if you take that 3,000, you say, you know what? I'm going to abandon my tried and true methods, which is investing once in my life, and now I'm going to become an investor, a regular investor in my skill set and in myself. And you keep reinvesting that, you're abandoning your old identity. What about sales processes? The difference between making $20K a month and making $100,000 a month, if you really think about it, I've got a video on this of how stupid it is to think that sales scripts are going to get you to the big numbers. Do you think that you can go from $10,000 a month in commissions to $100,000 by getting 10 times better at the same written words and the tonalities written out for you on your script? You can't get 10 times better at your script. It's already written for you. Sure, you can get a little bit less salesy, a little bit less fake sounding, a little bit less stuttering over the words, but ultimately, at 10K or at 100K, it would be the same script. It's the same words in the same order to every single type of person. Of course, you can't 10 times your income with the same process, same inputs, same outputs. If you want different outputs, you need revolutionary different inputs. What took me from 10K to 100K was the fact that I had a spider's web of understanding of human beings. I could actually adapt my sales process and change my methodology based on the prospect. Oh, an A type. Oh, a B type. Oh, this background. Oh, that background. Dating offer, crypto offer, whatever it was, I could change the whole conversation in real time because I had that flexibility. Another quote of this is Charles Darwin. It's not the strongest who survive. It's not the smartest who survive. It's the most adaptable that survive. Now, we could change survive and say thrive, because if you're not surviving, you're dying. And if you're dying, you can't thrive. It's kind of like the old phrase, if you're not going forward, you're going backwards. If you're not getting ahead, you're falling behind. So all of this to say, when Adam Grant, the author here, says to abandon your tried and true methods, you have to let go of the old version of you in terms of an identity, and you have to let go of the old sales methodologies. If you're used to having everything written out for you, line by line, how much, if any, of your hidden potential do you think you can unlock by staying true and stuck to that methodology? None. There's no more potential if you stay tried and true to what you've already been doing. The unlock of your potential and your income is saying, okay, I've done this way so far. I'm going to now revolutionize this and learn additional things, how to go off the script, how to understand human beings, how to move away from just sales training only and start doing internal mastery training. All of those things only are going to happen if you abandon your tried and true methods. So when I see salespeople reading from a script, that's fine if you're happy with your current income. But if you want more and you're trying to get more by continuing to do what you've already been doing, definition of stupidity. You are not going to make revolutionary progress until you let go of your tried and true methods. All right, let's get into number 2. So number 2, to put yourself in the ring before you feel ready. Not to wait until you're like, oh, I'm making $20, $40, $50, $60,000 like the unicorns in the Unicorn Closer Mastermind. Now I'll get in. No. The best members that we have ever had in the Unicorn Closer Mastermind, they joined when they weren't on an offer. They joined when they had no money and they put it on a credit card and backed themselves into the wall and figured it out. They joined when they were afraid and they were scared and they were like, am I good enough for this level? No, you're not good enough for this level, but you'll become good enough by taking action before you're ready. If you don't take action before you're ready, you can only grow at a certain pace, which is nowhere near unlocking your full potential. Your full potential happens when there is a disparity between what you're currently capable of and the efforts and actions that you're taking are beyond that. In other words, like Adam Grant said, putting yourself in the ring before you feel ready. That is all of the members inside the Unicorn Closer Mastermind that have had crazy results. If you read the introduction posts, you're like, wow, this person was making, some of them say, how much are you making right now? 0, because I'm not on an offer, or 0 because I'm in between offers. And instead of waiting and waiting and waiting to join until they're ready, they got in the arena. You are not going to unlock your hidden potential if your idea of time is waiting until you're ready. You have to shift that to get access to this gold mine of untapped potential. So think about that for you. What is something Could be joining our mastermind, could be taking an action on anything else. What is something that you have been putting off and putting off and putting off to get in the ring, waiting until you feel ready? Well, let me clarify this as crystal clear as I can. You will not unlock any of your hidden potential unless you change your mindset around that thing and actually get to a place where you take action to put yourself in the ring before you are ready. So if you're looking at a mastermind like ours and thinking, am I good enough yet? Am I ready? Don't worry about that. You're not supposed to be ready. You're supposed to unlock your hidden potential by joining the mastermind. And the first step, the only way to do that, is to join before you're ready. It is the gap between not being ready and taking action on something above and beyond your readiness. That gap, that is your hidden potential. If you just wait and wait and wait, and you catch up to the point where, this is the level of what you wanted to do, you've reduced. You've literally fucked yourself from having all of the hidden potential. Because if you move closer to the readiness level and you don't make the goal bigger away, whether it's joining a high level mastermind, getting around people making more money than you, whatever it is, if you don't move that further away, you have shrunk all of your potential to zero. So what are you doing? You're just wasting your time not unlocking new levels of yourself and your lifestyle. Okay? Let's get into the third and final one. The third and final one, to make more mistakes than others make attempts. To make more mistakes than others make attempts. Same thing again. The gap between your competency, which means you'll get everything right first time, and your actions is going to be punctuated with a shit ton of mistakes. But every single one of those mistakes is your ability to traverse into unexperienced territory. In other words, you're treading where you've never trod before, which means there's an insane unlock for learning, for growth, for potential. The big difference is that in terms of salespeople that are always wanting to get everything right, hence they read from a script, they're not making any mistakes. So they're not learning. When I get asked to come on to interviews for podcasts asking me about how the heck did I make $0 to $100,000 a month in commissions within 17 months, and then go on to train Alex Hormozi's old gym launch sales team and some of the other top sales teams, the first thing people say is, how did you do that? And I say, well, I made a shit ton of mistakes. I didn't know how to read people. I didn't know how to understand people. I didn't have a script, so I had to figure out what I was doing. But the crazy thing is, within a matter of months, and that's not a promise or a guarantee that you'll figure it out in a matter of months, but you could, within a matter of months, because I threw myself in the deep end and I was willing to make mistakes, I had an insane amount of learning over a very short period of time. Whereas what do most salespeople do? They say, okay, I want to get into high ticket sales. I don't want to make any mistakes. Give me the words. Okay, we'll give you the words. These will work for some prospects. These words in this order. You'll make 5K a month, maybe 10K, somewhere around those low numbers. But because you're not making any mistakes, which you think is a good thing, your lack of mistakes equals lack of hidden potential being unlocked. You're not unlocking anything. Whereas with me, when I learn sales and when we teach the closers inside the Unicorn Closer Mastermind, we are teaching them, training them, and encouraging them to fail fast, to keep learning, to get on the role plays with me, to get on role plays with other members, to have cool reviews from myself or my underground mentor, and to show them the mistakes they're making, because every time we show them a mistake, it's teaching them how to understand people, teaching them how to read people, teaching them how to understand themselves and see how their state wasn't right, their energy wasn't right, their beliefs weren't right. And so we bombard the closers, and don't be afraid of this should be exciting for you, with make as many mistakes as you can, as quickly as you can. And that is how the growth, both personally and professionally for these closers is insane. They go from, like Jacob, $7,500 all the way up to $50,000 in 12 months. That is what's possible if unlocking that full potential, that hidden potential is possible if you do these three things. I'm going to wrap this up reminding you of what the three things are. Abandon your tried and true methods. Put yourself in the ring before you feel ready and make more mistakes than others make attempts. So in conclusion, you have to ask yourself, let's start with the end and go backwards. Are you choosing to fail, or are you trying to be perfect and not make any mistakes and therefore very much minimize the amount of attempts that you're even making? Well, what would be the first thing that you could do right now to actually put yourself in a position where you start making mistakes, which is just learning. My undergrad mentor taught me you either win or you learn. Not win or lose. You either win or you learn, so long as you make the attempt. Whereas the person that doesn't make the attempt because they don't want to make mistakes or don't want to lose, they'll never win because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and they don't learn anything. Every time you read from a script, you might close some deals, but you're not making mistakes. And you're thinking, yes, Josh, that's good. I don't want to make mistakes. Incorrect. You want to make mistakes because those are what's going to teach you to learn things. And when you learn things, you're unlocking your hidden potential. You're becoming more as a person. You're mastering a craft, which is understanding people, psychology, communication, sales, not memorizing things. You're not at school anymore. It's not about memorizing things for the exam. It's about actually mastering a craft so that you are insanely valuable to the marketplace. And that's how you earn a crazy amount of money. That's how you get on the best offers. That's how you can charge higher prices. It's how the offer owner or the sales manager is willing to fill up your calendar. And that's how you actually connect with people on a deeper level so they all buy from you if it's a good fit for them. Not some of them buy because they fit into your scripted questions. You can get everyone to buy that it's actually a fit on both ends and a win-win. And if you get everyone to buy versus right now you're getting some people to buy, that difference is the money that you want to be making. So, final one, going backwards, make more mistakes than others make attempts. Second one, to ask you the question is, where are you not putting yourself in the ring before you feel ready? What ring? What ring is it that you know you should be in? Is there something in your mind that you think, I need to be in that ring? I need to be in that arena. That's where the growth is going to be for me. And then the question is, do you feel ready? And the answer is no, not 100%. And now the question is, and what? So, what are you going to do about it now? Because now you know not being ready doesn't matter. And actually, not being ready is a sign that you have an insane amount of hidden potential for you to unlock. And then the final one that I'm going to say, first one is, where do you have tried and true methods, whether it's in your personal development, your habits, your routines, your beliefs, your health practices, all of those different things, your goals, and in your sales methodologies, how you sell, scripted questions, objection handling, follow-up, tonality, fake body language, all of these things that are your tried and true methods, personal and professional. Are you willing to abandon some of those? Probably all of them if you want to make a shit ton of money. In the Unicorn Closer Mastermind, the first thing we teach is internal mastery, which is a whole sequence that I taught Alex Hormozi's old gym launch sales team to actually become more as a person. To become more as a person is as much having new things to do as it is abandoning the old things that you were doing. Alcohol, going to bed at the wrong time, hanging out with the wrong type of people. All of those vices are crippling your income. You have to be willing to abandon the tried and true methods that the old version of you has been living to, so that you can actually install new ways of being, both personally, internal mastery training, and professionally, scriptless selling. When you do those things, you have abandoned your old methods, which means, as I said before, the old methods are here, the new opportunities here, and the gap between your old methods that you've been holding on to and scared to let go of, and the new things that you can do, the new methodologies personally and professionally, the bigger that gap, the more hidden potential you have and the more income that will start flowing to your bank account. So there you have it. If you're not making the money that you want to be making in sales, you have hidden potential. And as it says here, there is a science to achieving great things. There is a science to unlocking that hidden potential. And it all rides on becoming a creature of discomfort. And you now know the 3 specific determinations and courages that you need to have. So the question I have for you to end is, how much longer do you want to leave dormant your hidden potential? How many more days, weeks, or months do you want the potential income that you could be making right now to have no hope in hell of ever coming its way to your bank account because you are not becoming a creature of discomfort? And if the answer is not a single another day, then you know what you need to do. There is a link below this video to join the Unicorn Closer Mastermind, to unlock your hidden potential, to make more money, and to get around other unicorns that have all committed to becoming creatures of discomfort. Because as I said at the start of this video, the greatest tragedy will be at the end of your life coming face to face with the person you could have become, the life you could have lived, and realizing you never unlocked all of this hidden potential inside of you because you didn't face discomfort. You didn't have the courage or the determination to do what most others won't to get what others don't. If you want what others don't have, you have to do what others won't do. And that is the science of achieving great things, unlocking your hidden potential, become a creature of discomfort.